The galaxy laughed. Not in whispers. Not in cautious speculation. It roared. Earth had unveiled its latest secret, a prototype weapon unlike anything in the known universe. Sleek, angular, impossibly vast, and humming with a quiet menace, it hovered above the Sol orbital station. Every human engineer, every officer, every soldier assigned to the project knew what it was capable of. The galaxy did not. Admirals from the largest interstellar empires, hulking fleets that spanned entire sectors, dismissed it as a primitive relic, an expensive experiment designed to intimidate, not destroy. Even the scientific guilds scoffed. Humans, one Corvar envoy had said, build more myths than machines. He had grinned while taking data samples remotely, convinced he was documenting a harmless curiosity. The humans had smiled back politely. Inside, they were already planning the consequences of that arrogance. Inside the orbital station, Lieutenant Commander Alara Vance walked the dimly lit corridors of the prototype facility. Her boots echoed against the polished metal floors, reflecting the pale blue glow of the massive weapon in the central bay. The prototype's hull absorbed light as if it were darkness itself, angular plates overlapping like a predatory exoskeleton. The energy conduits pulsed faintly, a heartbeat beneath the surface. Status report, Alara said, approaching the central control platform. A calm, male voice responded from the console. All systems nominal. Weapon readiness, 100%. Defensive protocols engaged. Operational parameters within expected thresholds. Alara allowed herself a faint smile. To the galaxy, this was nothing. To humanity, it was absolute power, focused, precise, unstoppable. A routine drill was underway. A small scouting party from the Vyrnn collective, a curious, short-sighted alien species, entered human space without authorization. Their scanners picked up the prototype immediately. Oh, how quaint, their commander had said. Primitive humans, building toys in the void. They prepared to board the station for inspection, assuming no resistance. They did not see the subtle changes in the prototype's energy output. They did not notice the faint shimmer in the surrounding space as the defensive grid synchronized with the weapon. They did not hear the warning because there would be none. The first contact had been a mistake. The galaxy would soon learn that humanity did not build toys. They built answers. And answers, once given, could not be ignored. The Vyrnn scouting fleet approached with smug confidence. 4 sleek warships, glinting in the light of Sol, weapons at the ready for inspection or intimidation. They did not see the pulse in space itself, the invisible web that humanity had woven around its prototype. They did not detect the subtle warping of gravitational fields designed to unbalance any intruder. They were arrogant. They were curious. They were about to vanish. The first strike. Alara Vance stood at the central control bay, watching the monitors. Scouts approaching, she said calmly. Her voice betrayed none of the anticipation that hummed through her veins. Distance, 20,000 kilometers, the AI reported. Weapon systems primed for autonomous engagement. Targeting sequence completed. Engagement threshold, imminent breach of perimeter. Authorized strike, Alara said. A quiet hum spread through the orbital station, rising to a low resonance that no alien ears could comprehend. Then the prototype activated. Without a warning salvo, without beams of light or explosions, the first Vyrnn ship simply collapsed. Space around it distorted. Hull integrity failed. Every system shut down. In seconds, the craft ceased to exist. Its mass converted into energy, dispersing harmlessly in the void. The other 3 ships panicked, trying to retreat. They fired their weapons blindly. Missiles vaporized mid-flight. Energy beams bent around the prototype's shields. It was as if the laws of physics themselves refused to cooperate with the intruders. By the time the fleet attempted a coordinated maneuver, the prototype had already disabled all 3 remaining ships. One by one, they vanished in a silent, precise orchestration of annihilation. The galaxy would record it later as the first strike of humanity. Alara, however, simply watched. No triumph, no glee. Only focus. Aftermath. The orbital monitors lit up with the wreckage, or rather, the absence of wreckage. The Zyrnn fleet was gone. Not a single survivor remained. No fireballs. No drifting debris. Nothing. A single line of text appeared on the tactical display. Unauthorized intrusion terminated. Earth perimeter secure. Alara exhaled. Report this to Sol Command. No other fleets are to enter without clearance. The galaxy would respond with disbelief. The empires would whisper rumors of human weapons. The scientific guilds would scramble for explanations. None would guess the truth. Humanity had not built a weapon for war. Humanity had built a weapon to end war before it began. And now the galaxy knew. The Zyrnn scouts were only the beginning. Word of humanity's prototype spread faster than the fastest slipstream drive. Across the galaxy, whispers became panic. Across sectors, the dominant empires took note. The humans, so often dismissed as backward, petty, and primitive, had unleashed something far beyond conventional understanding. And now they would test it. The Empire responds. High Chancellor Rissel of the Vyrnn Dominion convened the Imperial War Council. The largest fleet the Dominion had ever assembled was mobilized. 5,000 warships bristling with mass drivers, energy lances, and missile arrays. Supersized dreadnoughts capable of crushing planetary defenses. Squadrons of elite shock troops, genetically engineered for boarding actions. All of it, Rissel declared, will descend upon Earth and neutralize this human toy. Admirals, generals, and officers nodded with blind confidence. They had never failed. They had never lost. They did not understand what awaited them. Preparation and patience. Meanwhile, on Earth, the prototype systems were upgraded and synchronized with the hidden orbital defense network. Every satellite, every station, every hidden fleet node linked into the weapon. Its targeting algorithms refined. Its destructive power scaled to match any threat. Alara Vance observed the approaching Imperial fleet with a serene detachment. Their arrogance will be their undoing, she said. The AI responded. Confirmed. Engagement protocols ready. Estimated enemy fleet destruction, 99.7% within first engagement cycle. Alara's lips curved into a faint smile. Almost casually, she said, let them come. First contact. The Dominion fleet entered the Helion system. The human orbital station observed them silently, sensors analyzing every vessel, every weapon, every formation. The humans did not fire first. They did not postulate victory. They waited. The first wave of Imperial warships advanced into range. Mass drivers roared, energy lances lit the void. But before the Dominion could fully engage, the prototype activated. One precise shot, invisible to the naked eye, obliterated the lead dreadnought. The next and the next. Entire formations vanished without warning, without debris, without trace. Imperial officers stared in disbelief. Impossible, Rissel hissed. Every ship gone? Alara watched the monitors. Her voice was calm, almost detached. They believed a fleet could intimidate us. They were wrong. A lesson in humanity. Captured Dominion officers, when eventually retrieved, would later recount the horror. The humans did not fight for glory. They did not fight for conquest. They fought to end the battle before it began. The prototype had not only defended Earth, it had announced humanity's presence to the galaxy with a single, undeniable truth. Underestimate humans at your peril. The Vyrnn Dominion believed themselves unstoppable. Their fleets, their dreadnoughts, their genetically engineered shock troops, they were the apex of galactic power. Earth's defenses, they assumed, were a minor inconvenience. A prototype weapon could not possibly withstand the full fury of the Empire. They were wrong. The prototype unleashed. The orbital station's shields shimmered as the main fleet entered striking range. Alara Vance stood at the command console, her hands resting lightly on the interface. All systems green. Deployment sequence initiated, she said. A low hum filled the control bay. The prototype activated. Not with explosions. Not with fire. But with precision. Gravitational distortion fields rippled outward, folding space in impossible ways. Quantum annihilation torpedoes blinked into existence and vanished, then reappeared inside enemy hulls. Every Imperial dreadnought, every cruiser, every fighter squadron became a target simultaneously. In moments, the Dominion's proud formations were shattered. Ships were vaporized without debris, commanders erased as though they had never existed. The prototype moved with the patience of a predator and the inevitability of a cosmic law. The Empire collapses. High Chancellor Rissel screamed orders. Mass drivers fired. Plasma lances flared. Shock troops attempted boarding maneuvers. Every attack failed. Every weapon dissolved before impact. Every ship evaporated. The Vyrnn Dominion had faced countless enemies in 10,000 years of conquest. They had never failed. They had never panicked. They had never faced anything like this. Within 7 minutes, the main fleet, 5,000 of the most powerful warships in the Dominion, had been completely destroyed. The prototype had not merely defended Earth. It had annihilated the Empire's ability to wage war. A calm message. Across all communication channels, a single message repeated. This is Earth. Your fleet is destroyed. You have been warned. Withdraw and surrender. Further aggression will result in total eradication. Rissel could barely comprehend it. Entire fleets gone. Centuries of conquest erased. And humanity, still calm, still unshaken. Alara watched the void, expression serene. No celebration. No triumph. Just the quiet knowledge that Earth had survived. And the galaxy had learned its lesson. Humanity was not to be challenged. The Vyrnn Dominion had fallen silent. For 10,000 years they had ruled with fleets, weapons, and fear. Now, nothing remained but echoes of their arrogance. No ship, no fleets, no commanders. Only the stark truth. They had underestimated humanity. The surrender. High Chancellor Rissel, trembling and defeated, convened what remained of the Imperial War Council. The once proud leaders of the Dominion stared at one another, unable to form words. A single transmission flickered across every screen in the council chamber. The Vyrnn Dominion hereby ceases all hostilities toward Earth and its territories. All enslaved species are freed. Expansion beyond current borders is permanently halted. The words were simple, but their weight crushed centuries of pride. Rissel's mandibles clicked weakly. We are defeated. Even saying it felt alien. Alara Vance, observing from Earth, received no fanfare. No celebration. Only the calm precision of victory. The aftermath. Across the galaxy, planets once subjugated by the Dominion erupted in jubilation. Chains shattered. Prison camps opened. Species long enslaved were free at last. The prototype remained in orbit, silent and dormant. Its purpose had always been clear. Not conquest, not glory, but protection. A warning and a promise. Human fleets patrolled quietly, ensuring that peace was maintained. The galaxy had learned, the hard way, that humanity did not need to conquer to command respect. A silent warning. Deep in the void, a small human vessel deployed a beacon, its blue glow pulsing steadily. This region is protected. Violence will be met with termination. Proceed peacefully. Alara watched the stars, calm and unwavering. Let them remember, she whispered. Humanity does not ask for respect. It earns it. And as the galaxy trembled at the memory of the prototype, the humans continued their quiet work, preparing for a future where no one would dare threaten their home again. The galaxy had been warned, and for the first time, everyone knew. Humanity was a force unlike any other.